Welcome to Motosumo On Demand. This pre-recorded class is optimized for mobile viewing. Try our live classes to get the full experience with personal instructor feedback in real time, support from fellow riders, games, and emojis. Live classes have been proven to double your chances of sticking to your routine. Download the Motosumo app and start a free trial.
Yes, hello. What's up, team? Welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben Parsons. I am your instructor for this class, team. We are on the bike. We are ready to go. And we're going to get stuck into a 45-minute endurance game. These classes, these slightly longer classes, are a good time for you to settle into them, to get comfortable. And what better way to do that than an endurance game, team? Endurance is all about us doing those rounds for a slightly longer amount of time at a slightly lower intensity. And it's about those super long rounds, just grinding away at them. Yo, and I'll be there with you all the way. I'll be banging out this music. Let's get doing this. Cool, team. We want to always be in that same resistance. We start on that resistance 0, so knock off all of it. So you're in resistance, bang, 0. And then I just want you to add a touch. Just add that tiny bit of resistance. That is your resistance 1, and that is where we all begin, team. And we're going to get ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. So the reason we start here in this resistance 1 is because I want us to start at that same point. And that point is that resistance 1. Resistance 1 should be nice and low, nice and easy on those legs, on everything, especially at this steady pace. Gradually I'll take you up both through the warm-up and throughout this class into resistance 2, 3, and 4. 4 being the very top of your resistance 1, being the lowest we go to throughout this class, team. The other main thing we concentrate on is your cadence, and that is basically how heavy it is. No, your cadence is basically your speed, excuse me. Your speed is basically how fast you're going, and that's measured in RPM. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, yes, keeper, what is up? If you look at the bottom of your screen, you can see that cadence meter. You'll see it goes up with speed and also it changes color as well. So right now, in this maybe green or blue, you'll notice it's super easy to just keep those legs moving round. But we're gonna take it up to yellow zone, team, just into those 90s for 1 minute, just as we start to warm up, just as we start to build up a bit of pace into this, into those 90s in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're hitting 90 to 100 now. And later on, we'll be hitting way faster speeds in this resistance, but right now, it's just your time to warm up. It's just your time to get into it. So that is what we are doing right now. Pick up another 20 seconds here. The reason we warm up, at least for a long time, in these lower resistances is because it allows you to start getting the motion, start to getting the movement of the ride without putting too much pressure onto those joints and muscles. 2, 1, let's slow it down. Good. Anytime I say sort of slow down, recover, pull it back, I don't mean to stop, I just mean we pull it back to a slightly steadier pace. And most often, you won't even be touching that resistance. So right now, we like to recover probably in green whenever we are in this resistance 1, because green is nice and easy. We're gonna go again, team. Another minute on the clock. I'm gonna go in 10 seconds, and we're gonna be hitting up that 100 to 110. So I want you to raise that RPM by 10 in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we picked up that pace ever so slightly, putting it into those hundreds. Now we're raising that intensity up and we're slowly starting to bring up that heart rate. We're slowly starting to feel a little bit warmer, we're starting to get into it a bit more. That's where we want to be. Good stuff, all the way. 10 seconds. Nice, 5, 3, 2, 1. Good start, strong start there. 100%. Just remember, we're just pulling about that little bit. No, I just want to tempt us into that super fast zone. That super fast zone is your red zone. Yes, upright whiz, how are we doing? Yo, yo, yo. We're gonna just jump a little bit into that red zone, just for 30 seconds only, just so we can feel what it's like in the legs, in the body. And we're gonna go for that red zone, 110 minimum in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's our time to really lock into this form, this technique as much as you can. Keeping them elbows in, keeping those shoulders rolled back, but keeping that speed on the whole time. You want to try and hold it in that red zone for a whole 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, slow it down. Nice, take it up. First time in resistance 2, first time coming out of that resistance 1. Now resistance 2 is still one of our 2 lighter resistances, but, and most importantly, this is the one where we start to feel a little bit heavier, just a touch heavier, and we're gonna go back in again. We're gonna go for that 1 minute. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Should still be able to hit that yellow zone. $90 to $100 with this one is where I want you to be. Nice, keeping that in. Still keeping that back straight, still keeping that top or that upper half of your body from the waist up as still as possible, but not tense. You want to be engaged. And then this time's legs kicking out, pulling back. That's what we're working down there, team. Nice, anytime we're doing this, you want to think about the technique from early on, because then it bleeds into the rest of the workout. 2, 1, pulling back. Nice, we're going to go for another minute. This time staying in your resistance 2, and this time we're going to get on that track. That track is that race time, and this is the time where you put a marker in the board. We're going to be doing some slightly longer races later on. And now's the time you get that 1 minute race in. That high intensity, I want you to bring it up. I want you to rip it out. 2 and 1. Let's go! We got come on 12 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Rest there. Woo. Check your score now. I want you to remember that. I want you to keep that in your head. That's in. That's locked in there. Because we're going to be coming back to that. Not in the same way. We're going to be coming back to that. But we're going to double it, obviously. We're going to double that time. It's endurance. It's about holding on to things. So you want to get those longer rounds in. Good stuff. All right, ready? The game is finished. Resistance 3, we're just going to do a few more rounds before we come into that main event, before we start to slowly build it up a little bit more and more and more. Getting ready. Resistance 3. 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That 85 to 95 is where we sort of want to be sitting here. Remember, these endurance gains, especially when we get to our super long rounds, you need to be concentrating on 2 things. Apart from that, you can take it as you want. You can take it on your own little journey. You can treat it as you like, as long as 1, your form is strong. You're not waving all over the place. You're being nice and efficient with every single pedal you are doing. The other thing is you're keeping note and you're keeping eye on your cadence, because we want to keep that cadence strong. You don't want to let it drip off, because if your mind starts to wander, you're going to lose that pace. We still want to stay on it, don't we? 3, 2, 1, rest there. We're going to stand up, get a little 2-minute climb in there, then we'll have another little speed section, and then we're going to get into your main section. That'll be you nice and warm. So I want you to take it up to resistance 4 for me. Remember, resistance 4, super heavy. Resistance 3, heavy, feeling a bit like mud, having to grind your way out. Resistance 2, one of our slightly lighter ones, but still much heavier than number 1, which is nice and light. Resistance 4, we stand up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Right, we're up. And we are climbing. First time standing up, first time out your saddle, and we want to be hitting about those 60s. Remember, the 2 things we want to be concentrating on today, until you can let that mind wander, you can enjoy the music and you can sort of free ride it, especially in those long rounds, team, is that cadence, and then also your position. Now we can forget it, cause it's time to live it, to believe it. I can be a student when you're telling me to show you on. Go on. All right, 30 seconds. Okay, big 15, here we go. You got 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Sit down. We're going to take a little 15-second break. Take it down to resistance 2. And we hit that racetrack once again. And now we're going for that double. Upright Wiz, you're doing good. Let me know you are feeling fine. Feeling strong. We're going to head out onto the track. We're going to give you a 2-minute race. Think of that number, when you hit the 4, you're going to double it. And look, just saying double it is hard, because you gave me that big effort there. But we're a bit further in. We threw the warm-up. Now this is about getting stuck in. So we get ready to go. And we go in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we need to check your score, check your number when we get to the halfway mark. If you're on track, if you've reached that bang on halfway, you're all good. If not, which is most likely, you need to speed up. 3, 2, 1, speed up! So strong there. Come on. You got that final. 5, 3, 2, 1. 60-second break. 60-second break where we want to reset and we want to get back into a team. Yo, what's your intention? Now that we've done that warm-up, now that we've got, half an hour to go, less than, I want you to think of that intention. I want you to think of why you got on this bike and what you want to gain from this class. Hoping you've already set that intention, hoping you've already made those physical efforts to set your intention and your goal as to where you want to be by the end of this class. Because we've got some big rounds, and again, they're rounds that accommodate endurance game. So only until maybe the last 10 minutes does it start to get really tough, because we don't want that endurance, we don't want that intensity to be mad high. We're gonna get ready to go with a 4-minute round in resistance 1. Yes, you heard resistance 1, lucky us. We get ready to go for this. In 5, in 4, 4-minute round. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So you've got 4 minutes in resistance 1. Resistance 1, any endurance in resistance 1, I personally love. Because it means that you can build that speed up, and for the first couple minutes, admittedly, it seems alright. Because we're putting that pace in, like 105 minimum, 105 to 115 is where I want you to be. But it starts to get tougher later on. It does. Come on. 15 seconds, we're halfway through this. Check in with your form, check in with your cadence. Hope you're not dropping off too much. And then always checking in with that intention as well, throughout the whole thing. You need to have that in your mind. Next 2 minutes, come on. That's something we need to be holding on to that entire time. Good, let's go. Come on, come on. Final minute, let's go. We're gonna get short breaks in between these, only short, because for endurance it's not sort of interval work. We don't do interval work, so it's just a sort of short pulling back before cracking on with us, which is why you don't want to be getting to the end of each interval and sort of wanting to drop off the bike, because it's only you get a short little breather, 15 seconds. Come on, let's go. Nice, you have a 3, 2, 1. 15 second only. Chance to take it up to that resistance 2, bang, 2. And we go for a 3-minute section in resistance 2. Remember about the intensity we're sort of trying to sit at. 95 to 100. 3, 2, 1, go. Team in London, the spring is sprung, let's just say it like that. I know, mate, compared to many other countries, it wouldn't feel that warm, but it is lovely and warm and cycling around, which is what I do. I commute on my bike. I tell you, it is a joy. So I get to go this, I get to ride away on this stationary bike, and I get to get outside, jump on my bike, and enjoy the sun. Get my own sort of endurance out as I ride around, take the long route home. Number 95 to 105. And we are 1 minute down. Also, team, you just passed over that halfway mark of your entire class. Yes, we had a nice long warm up, but remember, we've also got your cool down as well, that we're gonna obviously make the most out of. Halfway in is 3 minutes. Good, if you can always lift that pace up just a touch as we come towards the end. You still want to make, again, you don't want to be knackered by the end of each sort of interval, because we've only got those short rounds, but you still want to make the most of it. You don't want to waste anyone, and a little heads up, we will be coming back to these. You don't need to worry about that for now. Good work. 15 seconds, you get that 15-second break, and we're gonna take it up to resistance 3. Now we're heading into that more sort of power zone push, which is why this next interval is a lot shorter. 3, 2, 1. We take up a minute again, and resistance 3. So you take it up there. Now that feels sticky now. 85 to 95, we're hitting 2 minutes of this power zone. 2 minutes, our shortest interval. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 20 minutes left in your class, which means we've done that first 25. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Check in, how are we doing, team? Feeling good, feeling fresh. Now, as I mentioned, now that it's sort of spring and in various places it is getting warmer, remember, you want to use this alongside getting out. Get out and about, go on runs. Go do some team sports in the park. Socialize. It's hybrid training at its best, and it's what we recommend. We don't just want you to only do Motosumo. This is hybrid training. And once you realize that you can perfectly combine both of them, being the ultimate athlete, that's what it's all about. Good, another 30 seconds here, holding on to this. Strong work, strong work. Good, 15-second break. In 3, in 2, 1. Resistance 4. Back to a 3-minute round. 1 minute stood up, 1 minute sat down, 1 minute stood up. So 3 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. Up we get. 1 minute stood up, 60 to 70. 1 minute sat down, about 70 to 85. And then your next minute stood up, team. Little heads up, the main round, the main block, or sort of the whole working phase of this class mirrors itself. So we're gonna, once we get to the middle point of this bit, of 90 seconds into this resistance 4 section, we just mirror it and we just go in reverse and we do exactly what we've already done. So everything that you've done once, you're gonna do again, but if we start now, because we've done it already, you see if you can change that intensity, you see if you can change the sort of focus and target, whether it's bringing that cadence up a little bit or adding a little bit of resistance. Sing down. In 3, 2, 1, sit down. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, we're over that halfway mark now. We just get to mirror everything we have already done. You just get to do it all over again, but in reverse, which does mean, luckily, we get to come down in that resistance, but we see if we can up that cadence more than we did that first time. Up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 60 to 70. Last time out the saddle as well. Good stuff, come on. Keep it tight, keep it firm, keep that core nice and still. And driving it up this hill, everything gets to come lighter. No more resistance 4 as well. Remember, you're ticking off those heavier resistances. Yo, that's a little win there. Good, you got 3, 2, 1. Resistance 3. Remember we did last time? 2 minutes. 2 minute power zone. Push coming on. 85 to 95. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Good, 85 to 95. Remember, we made those little changes now, whether it's a tiny addition to your resistance or your cadence. For now, we keep it the same. And what we're going to do, in the middle of every single one we go to, so at that halfway point of each of these intervals, we're going to add a touch of resistance. Because it'd be too easy just keeping it the same, especially when we're coming into, well into that final quarter, third, final 15 minutes. Run that math in your head. Oh yeah. 5 seconds. Adding a little bit of resistance. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Just a touch. Just enough to make that difference. In the long haul, the first 15-20 seconds should be alright, but then it sort of kicks in. They're both. You will have been here for a nice long time, but also that extra resistance.
origami.
10 seconds are these 15-second breaks are becoming a little bit more needed than before. Yes. 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds. All right, resistance 2. Yeah, we gotta drop it down. And we come into that 3-minute section. Oh, in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, a bit more speed now. Up in that intensity.
Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies. Tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies. Tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas,
95 to 105, we did it before, remember?
origami.
And also we're gonna lift it. We're gonna bring that up, intensity up. We're gonna bring that cadence up at that halfway point. Just coming up in 30 seconds.
Center of attention, they all want some. I'm like fire, hot as the sun. The dance floor is burning, call 911. Hands on my body, I'm loving the heat, but it won't come easy.
Lifting up.
Dance for free.
In
If
3,
you want me,
2,
prove it, baby.
in 1. Let's go.
I just wanna party.
You're not dropping off the pace. That into that cadence will look. And resistance wasn't added for you to come off that pace. Resistance was added to just make it a little bit trickier and to push you and test you. Intentions are set. Goals have been made. And now that we're coming into that final 10 minutes in a bit, it's time to kill it. Final 10 minutes is coming up and we go into that purple zone, and that means we lift that energy. That means we push on in 3, 2, 1, purple. You got 10 minutes left. You've done 35 and you've got a cool down, which means we go for it. 2, 1. We get to go again. Resistance 1, 4 minutes. The big one in 3, 2, 1. Speedy Gonzalez. Hello. And this won't be it, we've still got a little finisher, a short finisher after this. That's just gonna be a classic. Burn, give everything. Right now we keep that focus on this 4-minute round, on this 4-minute block. Big endurance. Look, the intensity has been a little bit lower. Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe you've just gunned it from the beginning, but that's fine.
Snack, let me see some. You are the wifey type, baby, you could be one. Let me change your life, I could show you many reasons, different seasons. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with her. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it.
30 seconds time. Halfway in the section. Another 2 minutes to go now.
It up, then laying it. Let's go again. You okay with it? I'm parked up, valeting it. Shoot my shot and I'm draining it. I'm Steph Curry, ain't playing this. I don't know what you cost, but I'm paying it. All options, I'm weighing it.
Nice. 3, 2, 1. Add some resistance. Let's go.
Take you out to the Waffle House for some steak and eggs. Pulling up, then we hopping out. Got you walking out with the wobble legs. Wait, girl, I peeped you looking like a baddie, you a diva. Pretty face, caramel skin like a Leah. Saw that fatty poking from the back like Serena. So let me see some. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He's not damn, don't play with her. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He's not damn, don't play with her. She's not damn, don't play with her. I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Yeah.
Don't drop off that pace. It's all about finishing strong in this one, as well as your final one.
Rocking it off like sweater, shoes Bottega Veneta. Hey, know you got it, girl. Set the bar and shot it, yeah. Slip and slide it, yeah. Ain't tricking unless you got it, yeah. Can't break that bond, match the charms, and unless she wear everything.
Let's do it.
We done did it.
Come on.
Took it there, I see you looking like a snack. Let me see some. You are the wifey type, maybe you could be one. Let me change your life. I could show you many reasons, different seasons. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with her. She's not damn.
30 seconds.
I got a R-O-D, she got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it. Hit from the back and I stay in it. He is not damn, don't play with her. She's not.
And yes, you're only going to get a 15-second break.
She got a P-N-C. Baby girl, you know you was made for me. Hop in my bag and I stay in it.
In 3, 2, 1. Should we finish it off? Yeah, let's do it. 2-minute finisher. 30 seconds resistance 1, 30 seconds 2, 30 seconds 3, 30 seconds 4, bang, done. We go for that. Our final round is coming up in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. 30 seconds in resistance 1. Resistance 2, in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing on, here we go. Resistance 3. Resistance 4 is coming up. Have fun in 30 seconds. What can you give me? What can you show me? We don't care about that intensity now. This is intensity through the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, resistance 4. Good. Ten. 7. Yes. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Resistance 0. And breathe. Epic stuff. I want you to roll those shoulders out for me. Roll them forward. Gently lean that head over to one side. With my class, before we actually do some stretching, we keep those legs moving. We just take a little second to breathe and try to reset that breath. Head up to the other side. Once again, big deep breath in. Hold it. And out. Bring legs to a standstill. Stand up for me. Push both those heels down. Push your bum back. Get into those hamstrings, those calves. Really easing back into it, aiming for that front one. 3, 2, 1. Spin around, do that same on that other side. Nice, getting into that. Oh. In 3, 2, 1. Lovely stuff from there. You can take your arms up to the ceiling. Nice. Big squeeze, bring them to one side. Over to the other side. And then you're going to bring them all the way around nice and slowly into that heart center. Final big deep breath in. And now let's have a big round of applause, team. Thank you so much for joining me on this 45-minute endurance ride with me, Ben. This has been Motosumo. 2 things I want you to do for me. 1, click pause and save so you compare your workouts against the other ones. And finally, also finding us on social media as well, especially our Facebook community group. But that's all for me now, guys. I will see you later, and peace and love, team. Goodbye.